Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the city of Longview, Texas, we appreciate your attendance here this evening for the December the 19th Planning and Zoning Commission meeting for the city of Longview. I now call it to order. At this time, we'll have the invocation and the Pledge of Allegiance by Commissioner Jason Jones. If you'll please stand.
Please bow your heads. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this day. Thank you for all those that are here today. Thank you for that free gift of salvation you paid for on the cross. Please give us wisdom and discernment in making decisions in the best interest of the city and its voters. In Jesus Christ's name, amen. Amen. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you all. Item number 5 on the agenda is the approval of the November the 21st meeting minutes. This is, commissioners, if you had a chance to look them over. If you have, I'll entertain a motion for approval.
Motion to approve.
We have a motion to approve. Do I hear a second?
Second.
We have a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. The next item on the agenda is item number 6, which is citizen comment. I do not have any speaker cards on the citizen comment, so unless somebody in the audience wants to say something that has nothing to do with what's on the actual agenda, if you'll let me know right now. If not, we're going to move on to item number 6, the consent agenda. So we're now on the consent agenda. The items on the consent agenda are the plats that meet the requirement of the City of Longview subdivision. If there's any member of the Planning and Zoning Commission, any member of the public, or the applicant who would like this item pulled from the consent of item and placed on the regular, let me know at this time. I see no one, so as a result, I will entertain a motion for approval of the consent agenda.
Motion to approve.
Have a motion to approve.
Second.
And a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? Moving to a regular agenda, item number 7. On the regular agenda, the purpose of the meeting is to hear all of the pertinent testimony for those in support and those in opposition of the application before the commission. Tonight is the first of 2 public hearings. The second public hearing on anything will be for the city council meeting in January, on January the 7th. The procedure that will be followed for tonight, first of all, we'll have the staff, then we'll have the applicant, if they wish to speak, the general public, those in support and those in opposition. And after all sides have spoken, then we will call for a vote and close the public hearing. Going to agenda item A. Angela.
Thank you. Consider application P24-08, Carrie Place subdivision filed by C4 Investments Holding to plat approximately 1.789 acres of abstract 301 of the David Hill Survey into 3 residential lots located on the north side of east of Carrie Drive. So this property is located within our ETJ, or extraterritorial jurisdiction, meaning it's outside our city limits. It is located off of just north of Smelly Road. The applicant has not installed the required fire hydrant or provided the estimate for that required infrastructure with security prior to this meeting, which is required by the UDC. Staff recommends a conditional approval with the following requirement: that the hydrant either be installed or the applicant provides that estimate and security for that outstanding item. Once those conditions are met, this plat would be considered approved and we would file it at the courthouse. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Commissioner, any of you have any questions of Angela at this point? This does not require a public hearing, so I will entertain a motion with the stipulation that Angela stated with the fire hydrant. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Make a motion to approve with those stipulations met.
I'll second.
Mr. Jones, then we have a second.
I'll second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? Hearing none, we'll go to regular agenda item number B.
Thank you. A public hearing will be held to consider application SW24-01 filed by Hayes Engineering for a waiver to the City of Longview UDC standards, Article E, Section 1.09, to allow for a 27-foot roadway width instead of the required 29-foot roadway width for a local residential street for another phase of an existing subdivision known as Hillcrest Trails, located in the David Hill Survey, Abstract 301, situated 1.75 miles north of the intersection of FM 2208 and FM 2879 on the west side of FM 2879. So this property is located within our ETJ outside of the city limits. The UDC currently requires 29-foot wide streets, but previously in the subdivision ordinance, private streets were allowed to be 27 feet, and so these were 27 feet. And so the applicant is doing another phase of this subdivision. There's currently multiple phases out there. This is the last phase. All streets within this subdivision are 27-foot wide, and so he is just finishing out this phase, and it's going to be consistent. The whole neighborhood will have the same street width. Through the plating process, the applicant will meet all other City of Longview requirements. Staff does recommend approval of this request. I'd be happy to answer any questions at this time.
Any questions of Angela?
I have one concerning that. So, what impact does that have to fire and medical when you cut it by 2 feet? Is it a huge impact, or is it just?
It is not.
Okay.
Yeah. It
Okay.
still does meet the fire code requirements.
Thank you.
Any other question, commissioners? I'll go ahead and open the public hearing. If the applicant wants to speak, you may approach the mic. Okay, is there anyone like to speak in support? Anyone like to speak in opposition of the request? Any additional questions or comments? Then I will entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
We have a motion to approve. Do I hear a second?
Second.
And a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposition? Regular agenda item C, Angela.
Thank you. This is a public hearing. Will be held to consider application SW24-02 filed by Hayes Engineering for a waiver to the City of Longview UDC Development Standards, Article E, Section 2.02E, to allow for the installation of a 6-inch water line instead of the required 8-inch water line for another phase of an existing subdivision known as Hillcrest Trails, located in the D Hill Survey, Abstract 301, situated 1.75 miles north of the intersection of FM 2208 and FM 2879. So this is the exact same subdivision we just saw a moment ago. The applicant is finishing up this subdivision with its last and final phase. The existing subdivision has 6-inch water lines and 6-inch water lines. And so they are wanting to remain consistent. We did receive a letter from the water utility district in this area, which is Tryon, and they are okay with the 6-inch water line. So staff does recommend approval of this request. I'd be happy to answer questions at this time.
Questions, commissioners? Seeing none, I'll open the public hearing. Would the applicant like to speak to this? No? So anybody in the audience in support? Anyone in the audience in opposition would like to speak against it? Any additional questions? Entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
Have a motion to approve. Do I hear a second? And a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Passed unanimous. Regular agenda item D.
Thank you. A public hearing will be held to consider application SW24-03 filed by Collins Surveying for a waiver to the City of Longview UDC subdivision regulations, Article D, Section 5.02, subsection A, to allow for a minimum lot width of approximately 49 feet instead of the required 50 feet in single-family 5 zoning district for approximately .478 acres of Lot 21, New City Block 1220, Lewis Chapel subdivision, located on the south side of Oak Street, east of Smith Drive. So the applicant is proposing to take Lot 21 and subdivide it into 2. The current zoning of this property is single-family 5. Single-family 5 does require a minimum lot size of 5,000 square feet, 50 feet wide, and 100-foot deep. The original subdivision plat actually shows these lots at 100-foot wide. However, when the surveyor went out there, all of the lots are not 100 feet wide when they were doing their surveying work. The pins were at like 99 feet. So therefore, these lots are not exactly at 100 feet wide, and so when they divide it, it is not 50 feet. Each lot is not 50 feet. There have been waivers granted for other lots within this subdivision due to the same issue. Staff has reviewed the replat and does not foresee any futures with this request. Staff does recommend approval of this request. I would be happy to answer any questions at this time.
Any questions for Angela?
Does this just keep going? I mean, is this a development that's almost developed too, or?
There are a couple of vacant lots within this development. If we look at this aerial, there's a couple of vacant lots here. And so there's a possibility to further subdivide. Now, there is a fire code requirement. They can't exceed so many lots on a dead-end street. And so they are closely reaching that point of number of lots, but there is a possibility.
And they probably wouldn't know until they get ready to do something and have it surveyed.
That is correct, yeah.
It's kind of the end of the line thing.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So they're meeting the requirements on the total square foot, but just not on the width.
That is correct, yes,
Okay.
sir.
Makes sense.
Any other questions? I'm going to open the public hearing. Would the applicant like to speak to this? If you do, approach the mic. Seeing none, anybody like to speak in favor in the audience? Anyone in the audience like to speak against or in opposition to the request? If not, I will entertain a motion.
Move to approve.
We have a motion to approve. Do I hear a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposition? Hearing none, passes unanimous. Regular agenda item E.
Thank you. Public hearing will be held to consider application PD 24-03 filed by Mr. Patel requesting to rezone approximately 1.23 acres of Lot 24, Block 1109, Evans Hill Estates subdivision from Plan Development PD 2302 to Plan Development for a pharmacy located at the northeast corner of McCann Road and Ruthland Drive. So the applicant is requesting a rezone of this property. Originally in 2023, there was a previous developer that wanted to develop this property for a dance studio. I believe that project fell through, so Mr. Patel is wanting to rezone this property for a pharmacy at this northwest corner of McCann Road and Ruth Lynn. The applicant is proposing to construct a approximately 4,000 square foot building for a pharmacy, and they would follow the neighborhood services zoning district regulations with setback minimums, sign regulations, landscaping, and parking. Through the development process, the site will meet all other City of Longview UDC codes and regulations. McCann Road is classified as a principal arterial and is maintained by TxDOT. Ruthland is classified as a local roadway and is maintained by the City of Longview. Access management is essential to avoid traffic congestion and delays causing turning movements for vehicles entering and exiting the roadway. TxDOT did approve a variance to allow for a driveway onto McCann Road, so you see a driveway on this site plan. Staff finds that the proposed zoning change is consistent with surrounding uses, therefore it does not constitute spot zoning. I would be happy to answer any questions at this time.
Questions of Angela? See none, I will open the public hearing. Would the applicant like to address this? If you do, approach the mic, please. Please speak into the mic, give your name, your address.
Good evening, Commissioners. My name is Arun Srinivasan. I'm here representing Mr. Patel for the proposed pharmacy at the corner of McCann and Ruthland. I am the engineer of record on this project, and this was, like Angela said, I think previously was approved for a dance studio, and I guess it fell through. We got our hands on this property, and we would like to propose to put Longview Drugs, which is currently located behind Walgreens on Gilmer Road. That strip center, I think they got some plans on I guess, to rehab it, so they're not extending the lease, and so requires Mr. Patel and his wife to kind of relocate and find a new spot for their business. This seems to be a conducive location for a pharmacy. We'll be glad to answer any questions if you have any.
Any question, Mr. Patel? Okay, stand by. We need you, we'll call you back, okay?
Thank you.
Anyone in the audience that would like to speak in favor? Approach the mic, please.
Not in favor. Got a little.
Anybody in the audience that would like to speak in opposition? Please approach the mic and state your name and your address.
I'm Angie Thompson. This is my husband, Alan Thompson. We live at 2606 McCann Road. So we go into our house off of Ruth Lynn. We're literally on the corner of McCann and Ruth Lynn. We oppose it because it's already congested. We've seen accidents fly into that field. It's just so busy already that I don't feel like it's conducive for a residential area for that to be there. It's just going to add more and more congestion. So I'm opposed to it.
Commissioners, any questions?
Wait, I got something else to say, please. Over the last 8 years we've lived on that property, there's probably an accident every 2 to 3 months at the intersection of Ruthland and McCann. If there's congestion at Hollybrook or around McCann, the way they get through is on Ruthland, which backs up the street going east and west.
And the fire trucks usually use Ruth Lane to go up to wherever they're going, to the nursing homes down the street or up to regional or wherever they need to go. They access Ruth Lane a lot.
So the congestion can be outrageous. Plus, after plenty of years talking with the Longview Police Department, I have a big concrete pad right on Ruth Lynn. Asked them plenty of times, please sit on my property because of the speeders that go down that road and the congestion. They said they will not sit there because that is one of the most dangerous intersections in Longview. So we highly oppose this because it's,
I mean, we're on the corner of that. I mean, that just adds more.
so that's all we have right now.
What could y'all see being built there?
Pardon?
I'm sorry.
What could y'all see being built there?
Something residential, like a duplex or.
Townhomes, something
A
that low
townhome.
traffic,
Yeah.
but not that much traffic going in and out.
I mean, I wouldn't say more like an apartment. I'd say more like just a duplex. I mean, there's houses all around, and then there's the fire station.
And right across from the fire station, they've got a new residential development. And then all right across from us, you have the neighborhood that goes across from Ruth Land. So it would be, yes, if you put a couple more duplexes, something in there, that would be fine. But other than that, no business should be in there.
I mean, they just put that light in. Is it
Hollybrook. yeah.
Hollybrook?
I
Yeah.
guess the reason I'm asking is because it's already zoned for a dance studio there.
Right,
so-
we were never notified of that. We would have been here.
We've rented, and then now we're owners.
So and where I'm coming from, it's already zoned for a dance studio, so I don't see a tremendous traffic difference between the dance studio and a pharmacy.
I do. I mean, there's
Any-
more people wanting to go to a pharmacy than I think a dance studio.
Any commercial business is going to be a whole lot more than any type of residential. I guarantee.
But you said the dance
guarantee it.
studio didn't go forward? Or did?
That's my understanding.
Okay, well,
So if that didn't go forward, I believe that a pharmacy would be more congested because they're offering what? Pharmacy, what else do they offer there? Is it gonna be like a Walgreens? Like that type of pharmacy? Because that's pretty busy. People go in for other things other than just pharmaceuticals.
Okay.
So to me, it'd be more traffic.
Okay, y'all's address is 2606.
McCann.
Is this north or south?
We're right at the corner of
Right.
Ruth Lane
You're
and
right
Mount-
at the corner there.
We're right at the corner.
Right at the corner.
So that property, it sees Thompson, Alan, and Angelina, that's our house.
I had visited with the gentleman looking at that property to buy probably 2 years ago. He's out of Houston, real nice guy. And I was gonna do that dance studio originally. Now, that fell through. Someone else was gonna do it, whatever, it's a couple years back. But, the one saving grace for you guys is that they're not entering the egress, entrance and egress on Ruth Lynn, at least it's on McCann.
You said
That they
Well,
will have a
no, the
driveway
new
onto
plot
Ruth Lynn.
Shows Ruth Lynn.
Yeah,
Oh.
there's a driveway
Yeah,
onto both streets.
And that's our driveway goes
Okay.
right
Yeah,
out to that
there's both
driveway.
streets.
That would go straight into our driveway.
Straight.
Okay.
There's that Ruth Lynn is not wide enough.
Yeah, I didn't see that part.
Yeah.
Well, they have a light there at the corner, and you can.
Yeah, it
Yeah, and you have to
doesn't
like
matter.
take a right
Left
there
turn
and
lane.
they
I'm
hit
just-
the
I'm
curb.
just saying they have a light there, so, ingress and egress is off the highway there, so it's not.
With the amount of accidents that are at Ruth Lynn and McCann, it's still a bad idea.
It's
Any
a
other
very
questions,
confusing-
commissioners?
Just to clarify, it will be 2 driveways.
That is
One on
correct.
each
One,
street.
one on McCann and one on Ruth Lynn. That is correct. Yes, sir.
I'm sure that land to the east of it is gonna be probably subdivided at some point for properties.
Couldn't tell you.
I don't know.
Angela, can you clarify what could be built on it under the current zoning right now?
Under the current zoning, it is a planned development for a dance studio only. So a dance studio would actually have more traffic than a pharmacy.
Yeah, it'd be more, it'd be
yeah.
kind of sporadic, but
Yeah.
with the pharmacy, it should be a little more consistent.
Yeah.
But
the dance studio,
still,
it's-
we
yeah.
were never notified of the dance studio because we didn't own the property until just
yeah.
January of last year, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What type of dance studio are you talking about?
Like
It was
yeah,
like-
dance lessons.
Like
and-
the hours would be the same as the pharmacy?
No, I don't know what their hours would be. We don't control hours of operation.
Yeah, I mean, is it like a Monday through Sunday thing? Is it a?
I don't control hours of
It was-
Yeah,
operation.
so I'm
I think
saying,
it
like,
was-
what are the hours of the
It was like a
pharmacy?
Monday through Friday deal.
How about the pharmacy? Would that be a Monday through Friday deal?
Yeah, that's Longview Farms.
Like I
The
said,
one he's
we
talking about
we
is-
don't control hours of operation. Mr. Patel could tell you what his hours of
Yeah,
operation
I'm just curious, because
would
then
be.
that, I mean, if you're open 2 more days in a dance studio, that means there is gonna be
Any
more.
other questions of the Thompson? Thank you all.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else that would like to speak in opposition? If so, approach the mic, state your name, and your address, please.
Hi, I'm Vicki Slover. I own Casa Flora Flower Shop at 314 Magnolia Lane, and my house is next door at 316 Magnolia Lane. I'm not really in opposition, I'm just trying to find out a little bit more. I had not heard about this until I got the notice, and I did not receive a notice about the dance studio, so I felt like I probably should have been included on that one. But anyway, I was not aware, when the fire station was being built, we were told that there would never, TxDOT would never approve an entrance onto Spur 63 or McCann Road. I was just wondering when that was changed or when they approved that.
The applicant made a request to our engineering division, who forwarded that request to TxDOT recently.
Okay.
They requested a driveway onto McCann Road,
Okay.
and TxDOT did grant that
Okay.
variance.
I just remember back in the day.
Yes, ma'am.
They said never, never, it would be. As far as the pharmacy, you're saying 4,000 square foot, is it one level? Is this multi-level?
It is one level. That's what they're proposing, is one story.
Okay.
Yes,
Parking lot, is everything going to be just on that corner by the fire station?
Yes, ma'am. So on that plan, it shows the parking, and that's how it should look when it's built.
Okay.
Yeah.
How many spots is that? I know what it's required with 4,000 square feet, rather.
So we typically require one parking space for every 200 square feet.
That's showing about 12 or so. I can't even tell.
18.
Yeah, there's some on the
Yeah, I think it
side.
may be about 20 parking spaces. Yeah.
What was the pharmacy that it's replacing? I didn't understand which one he said,
Longview
behind
Drug?
Walgreens or Walgreens?
I think the current location, they're behind Walgreens on
Longview
Gilmer
Drugs.
Road. Longview Drugs.
So it's private, privately owned pharmacy?
Oh, yes,
Okay.
yes,
All
yes.
Okay, I guess that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Patel, would you like to address any of these questions at this time?
Thank you once again. Some of the concerns, which traffic seems to be one of the concerns, and that was something we had to kind of overcome when we discussed with TxDOT. TxDOT was okay to grant us access on McCann Road because as recent as this year, I think they constructed, or they install the traffic lights at Rutland and McCann. So TxDOT deemed this was going to be, I guess it was okay for TxDOT to give us access on McCann, and that's how they deemed it safe to give us one there. So coming between two lights, and also they mentioned about some sight distance issues and traffic or accidents and things like that. We've crossed that with TxDOT, so again, we've addressed it, and TxDOT's granted us access on that. So we've kind of crossed that path. We had to kind of prove sight distances, and we were on the outside radius, and they'd kind of looked into all that before they gave us a driveway.
Y'all have any questions? Okay.
Two is safer.
I don't know, that would be through our engineering division, but they were okay with this layout. Yeah.
All right, we have a couple more speaker cards. Anybody else like to speak in opposition? Seeing none, I will close the public hearing and call for a vote. Do we have a motion?
Make a motion to approve.
Have a motion to approve, is that what you said?
Yes.
Motion to approve
Second.
and a second. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? Passage unanimous. Regular agenda item F, Angela.
Thank you. A public hearing will be held to consider application Z24-23, filed by the City of Longview requesting a rezone from heavy commercial and light industrial zoning districts to single-family 5 zoning districts for lots 1 through 12, Block 1, lots 1 through 34, Block 2, lots 1 through 38, Block 3, lots 1 through 36, Block 4, lots 1 through 25, Block 5, lots 1 through 11, Block 6, lots 1 through 21, Block 7, lots 1 through 18, Block 8, lots 3 through 20, Block 9, lots 1 through 12, Block 10, lots 1 through 4, Block 11, Lot 3C, New City Block 1338, Gilmore Terrace subdivision, located south of West Loop 281 and west of Estes Parkway. So staff is initiating a rezone of this property seen here on this map. Currently, it is zoned heavy commercial and light industrial. This is an existing neighborhood with single-family homes. Staff is initiating this rezone in order to correct issues with zoning. As y'all know, single-family homes are not allowed in commercial zoning districts or industrial zoning districts. Therefore, the properties are considered non-conforming, so staff is initiating a rezone to make these properties conforming with the current UDC. Laterno Drive and Gilmore Terrace are both classified as local streets and are maintained by the City of Longview. Staff finds the proposed zoning change is consistent with our future land use map. Therefore, it does not constitute spot zoning. I'd be happy to answer any questions at this time.
Okay, so Angela, this is just to bring this property in compliance with the new code?
Yes,
correct?
sir.
Okay. Any questions? Entertain a motion. Well, I guess I need
Open
to
the public hearing. Yes, sir.
I'll open the public hearing. Anybody in the City of Longview want to speak for it or against it? All right, anybody in the audience want to speak in favor? Anyone in the audience want to speak in opposition?
I got a question.
Yes, sir. Approach the mic and state your name.
My name is G. Floyd. I'm at 2109 Southeastman Road. I have a notice here of the public hearing, and it's for application Z24-24, filed by the City of Longview.
So that one, we actually postponed that item, and so we'll re-notify for the next month.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. I'm going to go ahead and close the public hearing. Entertain a motion.
Move to approve.
Have a motion to approve. Do I hear a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? Angela, is that it, except for the staff update?
Yes, sir. So at the last council meeting, all items that were presented to city council was approved.
Then this concludes tonight's meeting. We are adjourned. I got to do that.